Alright, I just wanted to record a quick uncut video of how to make a basic toolbox. So one of the first things we're going to do, save it. Put it in our project folders. Go. I'm going to start with, I'm going to go from the side. Um, go down to modify, change parameters. I'm going to add a couple here, and this will make it to where um, we can change this whenever we want. So we have box height, box width, handle, it's got a 1-inch handle. There we go. This is just going to be a super simple box. So grab a sketch, already on the right, grab this, grab a rectangle, we're going to come here, and this is the center rectangle. On this side we can change things, so we can make this a construction line, right? This makes it to where we can have it there, but if we go to finish sketch, we try to extrude, we can't extrude, it's not a solid shape. Versus doing these. So the dotted lines are just reference lines. All right, so we got our box. Come up here to sketch dimensions, and maybe down here. For me, I have it up here. Some of these things you can pin to the toolbar. I like keep sketching up there. So we'll go click this bar, click this one. You go box height. Oh, document settings. Click on that little deal. We're going to change this from millimeters to inches. There we go. Then we can come back here on the sketch, double click the sketch. And that's how it's supposed to be. Box width. There we go. Here's a good example of, well, so we'll put a point there, and we can click up here. These are constraints. So we'll click, this point needs to be in the middle. That's what the triangle is, right? The midpoint of that line. We'll come up here, make sure construction's on. We'll pull this up, and then we're gonna do box height times 0.75, which gives us 6 inches. Make sure we take the construction line off, do our circle, and then we do handle. See, that looks a little bit small, so we just come down here to modify, change parameters, click on this, and we'll change this to 2 inches. Ah, now we got a bigger handle. Honestly, I don't like where that's at. So we'll add another point there. Points are great because you can grab things onto them. And then we can go, we want this point to be the diameter of the handle from the center of the handle. That way we get a 1 inch all the way around. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this part. Oh, we'll just go, yeah, 1 inch, 1 inch. I also want to, we're going to add another parameter. This is going to be wall thickness. And we'll do a 1/2 inch wall. I'm going to create 2 points. There is wall thickness. See, this is the advantage of using user parameters, is if you're using the same measurements again, ends up being a little bit easier to do it, and then you don't have to remember the numbers. We're going to create a line there, and we're going to create a line there. Then we come over here to mirror, and I'm going to grab this, and this line. And we're going to mirror it on from this line and bow. It's on that side. Then we can finish our sketch. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go extrude. Click. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter which ones we click, because the way I'm going to do it, they're all going to connect anyway. So we'll go symmetrical, start, and we're going to do an offset. And then the measurement is well, let me do my offset first. See if this works. Oh, it's just going to offset it that way. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to do it like this. We'll go we'll grab this portion. We're going to come out yeah, 6. Select the sketch again. Oh, son of a bitch. There we go. Turn the body back on. And then we're going to tell this to start at an object, and then the object we're going to click is this face right here. And then we're going to pull it out. It's pulling out 1 inch. Yeah, that's fine. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. We're not actually making this, so. And then that's joined. We can turn our sketch off, and then we come up here to mirror. We grab this, grab our mirror plane. We select this. And then join. And honestly, I could have done this a little bit easier if we would come to this extrusion, and on our profiles we also include this. Okay, so that's there. Okay. Never mind. I'd have to do an extra step. So we'll just grab this. And we'll go, leave that to start. We go symmetrical, distance. Let me grab this. Shouldn't need to do this. We'll disappoint that it won't let me. There we go. There's our toolbox. Now, see, it's part of it. If we wanted to make this a solid object or its own separate object, instead of join, we come down here and we go new body, and this will make it to where now instead of it being part of the toolbox, it's now its own separate thing. And if we wanted to, we could, this doesn't make sense for what we're doing, but just as an example of one of these other extrusion options that we could do, we take this profile and we start extruding it, we can see that it's making a solid section here. But as soon as we hit an existing body with the extrusion, it now cuts. So you can use the profiles and drawings you make to cut shapes. There you go. There's your toolbox. Oh, might as well show you this too. So since we're here, we can go change parameters. Right, and we can go, you know what, let's do, oh yeah, the handle's still only one, so let's go back to our thicker handle. There you go. Oh shit, that's too thick, right? So now we can just go back to change parameters, and we'll make this 1.5. There you go, that's a little bit better. And you know what? The box width could probably be a little wider too, so let's make it wider. And then box length. What did I do? I did 6. So then we can actually come here, into this first extrusion. And then go box length divided by 2. And we'll do it like that. I'll keep it the same size. I should have done total length instead of just half length there, but whatever. And then another thing we can do, so we got this rod here, we can actually pick this up and move it to where now it's behind the mirror on the timeline. So when we do our extrusion, we can actually come back to this, just make it one side, and since it's one side, we set the extrusion distance to be the face of this object. And then we go back to our mirror. And sometimes program acts a little funky. There we go. And we include the handle. And the advantage of this is now when I change parameters, I change box length here. The handle will grow to it because the distance that it was told to extrude is to the face of this. So if this face moves one way or another, it's going to move with it. There we go. Now we have a nice little basic carpenter's toolbox. We could go a little fancy, add some some fillets, and a little rounded, a little softer edges. You could, I don't really use it too much for some reason. We could do chamfers. Oh, that's not too much. Now, if it's doing that or it's taking too much, you just zoom in or you type in the number yourself. All right, there we go. It's got a little chamfer. You can do it on all the edges. None of them. When I'm making parts that fit with 3D printing, I'll come through and I'll usually put fillet on the circles. Just a little bit of one. Do something like that. Just so it makes it easier for the parts to get in. All right. That's it. There's the toolbox.